Zaldane in third place, 3012. Ott Defoe is in fourth place, 35. And Mr. Michael Iconelli all the way up to fifth place with 28.9. Again, we're cutting to 25. These are our top 5 going into tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and get the questions started. And Geddes, I think, has a microphone right over here. I know these guys got a lot of work to do on their tackles, so we don't need to keep them here long, but if you have pressing questions, we'll go ahead and get them done. All right, right over here.
Go ahead, Dave. Jake, consistency at this lake has been a challenge throughout the years. You've been able to put 2 good days together. Is there a third one out there for you?
I sure do hope so. I mean, it's look. I mean, you look at what Ott did on day number 1, and he had a little bit of a tougher day today. I mean, I hope you can go out there and catch him again. It's just the lake gives up what it's going to give up, and it's not that easy out there. At the end of the day, you see these big bags, and some of these guys make some really big runs, but trust me, without 1 or 2 big bites, you have an average bag, and so. I think that you just got to keep moving, keep running, and hopefully, if I get a couple of those big bites, then I have an opportunity to win.
Very good. Next question. You can all raise your hands at once. Oh, yeah, we almost had the quickest press conference in the history of the Bassmaster Classic. All right, y'all almost got lucky, but not quite.
So you guys have been buddies and roommates for some time. Is there much sharing of information on this tournament, or?
Yeah, I mean, Mark and I are roommates and talk to each other probably 3-4 times a week. And talk about hunting, talk about life, talk about fishing. We both know, what we're doing. We both do something a little different, but at the same point in time, we both respect each other's. If there's an area that one's fishing or something like that, we do that as well. But we don't really, we share patterns and share techniques and stuff, but not a lot of times specifics.
Mark, are you keeping any secrets from Jacob?
No, a whole bunch of them. Yeah, no. Apparently, he has the secrets, being in first place. But no. I mean, Jake's my boy, man, and everybody knows that. And we roll together, and we're always together, and we hang out a lot. And like you said, there's a lot of respect, though. At the end of the day, we're competitors, and when it comes down to this fishing thing, there can only be one winner. And so, I don't expect him to give me anything, and he feels the same way. But if there's ever something that I need, I know that I can look towards Jacob to get. Not a problem. So, that's pretty much the extent of the relationship. But like you said, we hang out, we talk about life and everything else, man. It's just part of being buddies.
All right, Louis.
Yeah, I got 2 questions, and I really don't care who answers them. But I'm curious.
I'll take a shot.
Except for you. How has the water temperature changed since practice, and how has the clarity changed today since practice?
Yeah. Why don't we go with someone on this side of the table?
I was trying to get Parker to. I've been fishing Fort Loudon, and it has definitely cleared some. I'm not sure how to describe just how much. I felt like you could probably see no more than a foot in practice, especially at the start of it. But you could probably see 14, 16 inches now at least. And water temp, the main river has only come up 1, maybe 2 degrees for the most part. A lot of the backwaters have warmed up pretty good. A lot of that stuff was like 52, 53, maybe that first afternoon of practice. And now, I mean, you go to most any of them, it's 55, 50, 56, 57 even. I've seen 60, but in a place or 2. But so some, but the main river's minimal, 1 or 2.
Anybody have anything else to add to that question for Lou?
They're still spilling, right? They're spilling definitely.
Yeah, the flow has went down a little bit because it was like 75,000. It's now about 67. Yeah, so the flow has went down a little bit, but it's not going to drop more than that anytime soon.
All right, very good. Next, where's the mic? Where's our mic man? There he is. All right, we'll come up here next.
Peter's got a fraction over 32 pounds. Real quick, down the line, prediction for winning weight.
I like it. We'll start with Mr. Iaconelli.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Yep. Prediction now that you know where you stand. What's your prediction for the winning weight?
Prediction for winning weight. What do you got, Jake? What do you got?
I think it's going to take 63 pounds.
What's the answer? 6?
Oh.
It's going to take 32. It's going to take 50 pounds.
I like it. Any thoughts, Chris?
I've said that since day one. 5'5", 5'0", 50 pounds. I've got 30. I need another 20. I'll take 50.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, I would say 49, 51. You know, some guys had some big bags, so yeah, I think that's definitely.
My prediction as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 2 bags now, over 20. Odd Chris. The potential is certainly here. You know, at 50, originally I guess 40, I think 48 and a half. That was, of course, based on my practice that I had those days leading up, but a lot's changed since then. And so looking at what's out there and what can potentially be caught, yeah, I'd say definitely 49 and some change and right around that 50-pound mark.
John?
Mark, tomorrow you got a shot at becoming the first African American to win this event.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does that play into your thinking at all?
No, it doesn't, but obviously that would be a monumental feat without, you know, that's the obvious statement. But, you know, it'd be really cool, it'd be something huge for the African American community. You know, and yeah, I'd love to be the first person to do that. So I'm not thinking about that going into tomorrow, but, you know, that's something that will be heavily apparent if that happens.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, over here, to the left.
All right, this question is for Mike and Chris. You both had something on day one. Did you guys have to make big adjustments today, or did your fish show up and start biting? Did you fish the same, or?
I'll go first. Man, today I fished stuff that I practiced for the 3 rounds of practice we had. It was real cold, muddy, a lot of flow. I kind of found a pattern, but that was a whole week ago now. What really screwed me up was on the official practice day. I made a run all the way up the Tellico River, dodging wood. It looked like Lake Fork, way up there. I flipped into a lay down and caught like 1 over 6 pounds. And on paper, it looked like it was going to be that tournament. Back of a creek, you know, beautiful creek, stained water. The water level was coming up, the water temperature was coming up. So on paper, that was how I was going to win the tournament. Went up there yesterday, burned a whole hour getting up there, flipped my laydowns, and caught 3 little largemouth. And that was way up Tellico, so kind of pulled a plan B, went fish bridge pilings, caught a big smallmouth, kind of saved my day, weighed 9 pounds. So, but all the stuff I caught them on today, I ran right by yesterday. And today I was able to slow down. I didn't have a live camera, I didn't have spectators, I didn't have a GoPro on my boat. I was just fishing comfortably, slow, making the right presentation, and I just couldn't miss. Every single stop I stopped on, I caught a big one.
Mike?
I fish the same way. The areas that I'm fishing are really heavily relying on current. Current's important to trigger the fish to bite. I think the first day the wind blew against the current, right? You had a heavy wind, everybody running back got their brains beat in because it was stacking the current, stacking the waves. And you know, you wouldn't think that just a small amount of flow change because of that wind would make a difference, but I think that helped me today. It was calm, a lot calmer. The current moved at the regular velocity it should move, and I think that helped my bite. So, been fishing the same stuff for 2 days. I really think I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Just need to get fortunate and get a couple of those really big bites.
Hey guys, this question is for everyone. For day 3, should we expect to see a lot of run-in gunning or isolated area where majority of maybe your bag came from today, going back to that, the juice, either moving around a lot or staying put?
Jake, start with you.
I think it just depends on what you're doing. Some of us have areas that I think are key. I also think that I don't have an issue with scrapping everything and doing something completely different. I do think the lake running and gunning helps a little bit. That pattern is just, running over there hodgepodging or junk fishing in general. That's just what the lake's given up. And there are patterns that are unfolding each day with the weather conditions in the water. Conditions every single day has changed. So, especially since basically the pre-practice. So I feel like, I would say running and gunning, but I wouldn't be surprised somebody stay in one area tomorrow and still catch me back.
Mark?
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Jacob said. I mean, it's I certainly see guys cycling through areas where they've had success early, and definitely catching some fish, but may not be able to ride it out the duration of the day. I think kind of fishing by the seat of your pants, trying something new, just on instincts. I think that's what's going to probably prevail in the long, and that's what I plan on doing anyways. But I'll certainly spend some time in areas where I've had success thus far this week.
I apologize to my cameraman yesterday about 11 o'clock for how many times I pulled the trolling motor up, and he'll get that even more tomorrow, just for the way I plan on fishing, because I've somewhat fished, even though I've bounced around a lot, I've somewhat fished one area of the lake. Now I won't be doing that quite as much tomorrow. I'll be fishing a lot more areas, just moving, and really a milk run type deal. Going back to what worked 14 or 15 years ago when I fished here a lot is my plan for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's no secret. All of us are fishing shallow. I mean, it's Tennessee River, early spring. I think it's interesting. Man, a spot, you can't win it on a spot. The way it's fishing right now, a big one just pulls up. I mean, it pulls up to a spot to feed. It really just up to feed. So if you're on a spot and you sit there for half a day or all day long, you may get one shot at one big one coming up and you may catch one fish. The more you run and gun, the more you move around, the more you open yourself up to a fish moving up to a spot. So the more spots you fish, the better your chances are of catching a big one.
Yeah, I have one key area that I'll start it in the morning, and I'll put probably an hour there, and then the rest of the day will be running gun. Yeah.
Very good. All right. We have time for maybe one more, and if there's not one, all right, we'll do one more. All right, we're 2 more questions. We have 2 more, and then we'll let these guys get back to their boats and get a shower. Not that you stink.
Hey, so I noticed there were a lot of spectators on the water following y'all around, and I'm sure that that's got to have some advantages and could potentially some challenges. So I just was wondering what that's like, and if you could talk about those.
Yeah, and we'll start with Jacob on how spectators are affecting your tournament.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of spectators. The spectators, are great. The thing that's tough is a lot of the spectators are locals that are fishing. Not necessarily on some of the places, but just sort of we're here for a couple of days throughout the year, and that's sort of a little bit difficult because you have to play that. You have to be smart about what you fish and what you don't fish, and because you give up your hand too easily, and then all of a sudden there might be a couple boats fishing it, and they don't mean everybody wants to go fishing. I love Tennessee for that because there's so many fishermen in the state, but it's also it's made it difficult this week.
Yeah, quick little funny story. This morning I was fishing in an area and I seen Odd. We kind of couldn't see each other at first, and then he poked around the corner and I was coming up, and then I was like, oh, it's Odd. And then I looked up about 45 seconds later and I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was a flotilla of boats. And so, I mean, it plays into the game plan. I mean, you can't stop right on areas. It makes it hard to run and gun. You got to back off and idle quite a way so their wakes don't impact where you're trying to fish. I mean, it can be a stressful deal, and being in second place right now, I think there'll certainly be some spectators around, and for all of us in the top 5 for sure. And it can definitely change things. You just got to be a little more wise.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out where all these guys are fishing. I'm gonna, as I go out tomorrow, and then if I have a bunch of boats, I'm gonna make a couple, about 3 or 4 laps right around their best stuff. No, so that flotilla, because it was pretty funny with Mark today. But no, I mean, there is a bunch of spectators. It's kind of what Jacob said. I mean, most of them are out there and they're doing excellent. I actually complimented mine a time or two today because they were staying so far away, sitting out completely in the main channel. I mean, they couldn't get any better. You know, but then there were some that would troll right up, you know, right behind where you were fishing. You might be going to circle back through, and it's like Jacob said, though. I don't think they're not intending to do you any harm. They just don't know any better, I guess. You know, but as far as how you deal with it, for me, it's been about, you know, working my way through an area. I can't just bounce around at wheel. I really have to work my way into an area or around something, you know, as I'm fishing it. So that's, I don't know what else to do, really.
I'll answer your question with a question. Why do you think I wear all this camouflage?
Yeah, there's a lot of spectators out there. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Very detailed information, Mr. Iaconelli. Thank you. So, all right, so we're gonna do one more question, Louis. Stout, you get the last one of the day, and then we're gonna let these guys go.
All right. Who up there had not fished this fishery prior to practice?
Raise your hands.
Oh, yeah, right.
Lot is lying.
Okay.
So 3.
Okay, all right, I'm going to throw this at Mark then. Looking back at practice, has this fishery held up? Has it exceeded your expectations? Not just on your performance, but the field. Has it exceeded, or has it been about what you expected?
I mean, it's the Tennessee River, you know, and big ones live here, and everybody knows that, and it's springtime. So, you know, you put those two together, you're going to have some good bags of fish, especially with this group of guys that's competing. But, you know, based on the 3 days practice that I had, yeah, it definitely exceeded what I expected, for sure.
Very good. All right, guys, thank you so much. Congratulations on